Hello guys, welcome to the video. We're going to be taking a look at the T92 today. In fact, I have two replays to share with you. The second one is going to be just about the most spotting damage I've ever done in a light tank ever. We did 12,500 spotting on Prokhorovka, but for this one we're going to be on Steppes, guys. And Steppes is a map that every time I get on this map, even when I'm streaming, I always tell people I'm not a big fan of this map. I feel like it's basically a corridor map, even though the middle is very open. To me, in my mind, this map feels like Mountain Pass, where you have basically three main corridors. You have your YOLO corridor, that's what I like to call it, right in the middle here. And then obviously you have your heavy corridor and like your sort of medium, I guess, corridor, though you'll find heavies over in this area and you'll find mediums over in this area. But I would say the west is more of your brawling area. And what I like to do in a passive light tank, like the T92, like the Even 90, maybe Hawk 12, or these kinds of vehicles that are really small, is I'll try and make it over to this rock, and you have two bushes. Now, I did get spotted coming out here, so keep that in mind. You would think that I would be getting blind fired here, so that's what I'm being cautious about. I'm trying to go from like this bush to this bush, making sure the Hawk 12 doesn't spot me with CVS or something like that. But I'm running low noise exhaust on this thing, and I believe full concealment. So I have close to, I want to say it's 47% concealment, which is very good. And even then, we're still getting spotted here. And this is why I'm not a big fan of this map, because I find that it's very challenging to get into a position with a light tank on this map that's going to really get you any spotting that isn't aggressive, right? Like every single play you make, and in fact, I just featured Highway in the LT432. You guys probably saw that video about a week ago by the time I post this one up. Maybe even a week and a half ago. But I explained that there's a rock here, there's this one, like you have, or rather this one, you have options, but the problem is they usually lead to death. And you could see 1, 2, 3 vehicles have already died out here because of it, right? So this is why I say, like, I'm just not a fan of this map. I find it very tricky to do any kind of safe spotting on this map like you can do on a lot of other maps. However, we make it out here and we're not getting blind fired, and I'm trying to put HE shells into the Gorilla 15. If you are playing this vehicle, I recommend that you don't even bother shooting the HE, because it's just very wonky. That one goes in, but you're only getting, so the HE has 100 and I think it's 85 damage, so you get 150 out of the APs and heat, and you only get 185 out of the HEs, and they're only 38 millimeters of pen. So I would recommend that you only shoot the HEs when you're 100% certain that you're going to be able to pen whatever you're shooting at. Like even the Gorilla 15, I can't really pen for certain because I'm too far away. If you get like the, I don't know, the backside of a Scorpion or something at close distance, then use it. But again, you're only getting 35 more damage a shot, so to me it doesn't really matter that much. And in this case, we could have penned the Gorilla with APCRs the first time, and we ended up hitting like the side of his tank or whatever, and we only got 20 or something like that out of the first HE shot. So it's my recommendation to you. Don't even bother shooting the HE, really. It's not worth it unless you absolutely have to, or you know you're going to pen for certain, and you're right in someone's face, like a Scorpion or an RHM or a Waffle Panzer or an SU or 130 or something like that. So, still lighting this area. BZ68 wants me to come over and light the E1, E2 squares, and this is just a bad idea, guys. It can work. I played a game similar to this one where I actually came out here with the 5916, and I was able to come to this area of the map and kind of spot people here. The problem is you still have Gorilla 15 and like Lion and like people over here. You're not going to be safe to come up to this area, because if you get to this bush, likely you'll be spotted. There might be someone sitting near to this area behind the rock. And to me, it's just not worth it if you have all these people still in this area. Once you clean up this entire area of the map, then usually you can make a play to go this way, which I believe is what I eventually do. But you have to be very careful in the way you approach on this map, because like I said, even though there's corridors, the middle of the map is wide open, man. You can see that like Hawk 12 is still here. We have two vehicles here. We have Gorilla here. Like all these people can get shots into me if I run to this rock. So it's something to keep in mind, guys. You always have to be paying attention to where all the enemies are on the map, where they're going to be able to get shots into you, and where you're safe, where you're not safe. It's something that you have to just learn over time, what plays are going to work and what plays may not work depending on the situation. So again, waiting for everybody to kind of keep brawling it out here so I can make a play, but we are perma-spotting the CS-59 and the STRV-103, which is very effective for IS-7, Super Conqueror, Su-130 PM, because these guys are going to be able to see them permanently, right? Obviously they have the Scorpion G and the KPZ in the back here, the KPZ, that they have to be cautious about. And yeah, man, on this map it's pretty easy to camp out. Like you could sit back into this bush and this bush here from the enemy spawn. And also you have on our spawn, you have like that rock in the back here, you got this little spot over here. You have areas where you can camp out pretty well, I would say, on steps to defend the base. And this is what Scorpion G and KPZ are doing. So at this point, it's 6-6. The game is pretty dang close. I'm at 2,500 spotting, and I'm trying to figure out what is safe for me to do here. So now I'm going to make my move, knowing that, again, this part of the map is now cleaned up. The gorilla has left. The lion and the whoever was out here, I think one person died in the middle, but the lion retreated and went this way. So now I know that I'm safe and kind of own this area of the map, right? This is what you have to do and kind of what you have to figure out in a light tank. Every game, I mean, some games can be a 4 or 5 minute stomp where you never own the map, but in this game we own this part of the map. So now I'm going to use my 490 view range with CVS and 46% concealment, right, to spot the, I guess we're kind of spotting the BZ over here, and then we spot the VZ, and we're going to pull up here, and now we can kind of outspot these guys, right? So I'm going to come into this bush, see if I can maybe light the Scorpion or the KPZ, and we get the Gorilla. And this is how you have to kind of progressively scout. You have to figure out how you're safe to make these plays. And in this situation, even 90, T92, a tank with good concealment is going to be very effective in a game like this, because we have a lot of space to work with, right? There's a lot of I want to call it render range or whatever, but we have just a lot of distance from the enemies where we're going to be able to spot them and they're not going to be able to spot us. CVS works for this well, but so does 490 meters of view range or whatever it is. And we're spotting the TS5, we're spotting the lion from the distance, and eventually Hawk 12 comes up and I'm like, alright, Hawk 12 is going to light me here. It's very likely. I'm sure has more than 445 meters of view range. He might even be running CVS himself. I'm on the move, so I'm going to be lit here. So I just kind of stay passive. I get behind this rock so that the Scorpion doesn't really have a shot on me. Or I'm sorry, the Lion or TS5, whatever over here, doesn't have a shot on me. And we stay safe. We poke back up again. Hawk 12 does relight me, but we also spot the KPZ. Again, you just have to keep making these passes, guys. I can't emphasize enough how careful you have to be. Look, we're at full HP, but we're at 4,200 spotting damage, and you just have to know where you're safe to make these plays. And I'm telling you, this is one of those maps, man, where you're going to have a good time if you can win a lot of the map. You have to try and win a lot of the map, and as a light tank, you're not going to be able to do that well. You just have to wait for your heavy tanks to brawl. So again, this is how you kind of progressively scout this, and I'm actually going to get a shot to the TS5 here. I'm going to start using my gun, and this is pretty much going to be the game, right, guys? We're just getting a little more aggressive with each pass. Now I'm going to try and push near the Cobra here, and I think we're just going to basically go in for the kills at this point. Scorpion G and BZ are really the only two that are left over here, and then we have the Lion and the Hawk. And I know the Hawk is going to be camping in the back, so likely I'm pretty safe to make this play. BZ is here, man. Look how quick this guy can turn his turret. It's crazy. We bounce somehow on the side of this guy's tank. Scorpion tries to ram me. We're going to run away from this guy. I end up kind of hitting the rock here. I'm trying to turn sharply, and then Hawk 12 rushes after me. He gets hit for 1100 there by the FV215B, and we get all the spotting for it. And now I'm just kind of trying to figure out where the BZ is. I'm going to put a shot into him, and now Scorpion is there, and Lion ends up focusing me down, and IS-7 cleans him up. So a very quick end to the game there, but we do rush in and we get the damage that I'm looking for. I mean, I wouldn't call it what I'm looking for, but we get enough damage in this game to make it reasonable, right? We do 700 some damage, and that gets us about 6,000 combined on steps. So we'll take a look at the end plates, guys. This game is not anything special, but I think for steps, like, this is a really good spotting number on steps, and it's why I wanted to share it with you guys. You could make the same plays that I make and only do like 1,000 spotting. I'm telling you guys, a lot of it sometimes is just luck and where the enemies poke up, and if your team has shots or not, which sometimes your teammates just won't freaking shoot, man. It is the case, especially in lower tiers. Sometimes you'll find that your teammates are just lacking awareness, right, of what you're spotting. But in any case, guys, this game worked out. We did 1,119 experience. I think this was what, a second class? It was a first class game. We get the badge there, by the way, and we do 200K here with the reward for completing the mission. And I think we also had personal reserves on. I don't think there was any. Yeah, there wasn't any clan boosters on. This was late at night. Last night I played this battle, and there you go, guys. So again, 6,000 combined on steps. This is how you have to play this map. And if for some reason your team is garbage, then you go back to spawn and you do kind of what the Hawk 12 did. I think he did a good job in trying to spot enemies that were pushing in, but my team was just way better than his. And at the end, unfortunately, he gets deleted basically by the FV, and what can you do, man? 1100 in the face. But the game was over for him, and that's how you have to play it if you're on the enemy team, guys. So here you go, we made 200K from it. I hope you enjoy, guys. Again, I'm running the Bounty low noise exhaust on this vehicle. I think I mentioned that. So it is getting me, it's actually only 46.5%. I thought it was like 46.9, but 46.5% concealment, guys. And then optics. I think I did switch this to Bounty optics because I am trying to mark this vehicle now. And then CVS in the scouting slot, always, guys, on tier 8s. That's how I run it. And we are running full concealment. I do have the situational awareness and recon as well, intuition, snapshot, smooth ride. So crew is pretty stacked here, and nothing more to say, guys. That's the video. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do sub if you aren't subbed, guys. I am really trying to get up to 1,000 subs one day. I would like to make it to that goal, and anything you can do to help me, guys, would be very much appreciated. That's it. I'll catch you for the next one, guys. Take care. Bye bye now.